Hi, this is Junda. Welcome to Treeleaf. In this section of Bendowa, Master Dogen seems very critical of some other practices. And first I'd like to talk about why, and then I'd like to talk about whether Buddhist teachers could ever be critical. Aren't we supposed to accept everything? Aren't we supposed to just be all the time peaceful, filled with equanimity? Well, the answer is yes and no, as always. First off, what was he critical about? In people who practice, but just read books about Buddhism or philosophized about Buddhism. That's a little bit like philosophizing about swimming or philosophizing breathing. Buddhism is something that we live and bring to fruition, not something that we intellectualize about. As a matter of fact, a large portion of our practice, as you know, is to drop the intellectualizations and our mind filled with clutter, thoughts of this and that, analyzing how many angels can fit on the head of a pin. We drop that all away, and there we are. So he was against that kind of practice of Buddhism. And he was also against things that people are against today. People who practice Buddhism or teach Buddhism just to make money. People who are overly superstitious in their Buddhist beliefs. He was a big chanter. In Sota practice we chant, but he was critical of some types of chanting. He was critical, for example, of chanting just done to put on a good show. In the old days, priests would get paid to put on a good show. Someone wanted good luck in business or health for their family, they'd pay a priest to, just like today, to do a chant for them, and that chant supposedly would bring good luck to the family or the blessings of the Buddha. Well, Master Dogen was critical of that. He was also critical of praying to Buddha to save us, as opposed to bringing this teaching alive right here. There were some teachings of Buddhism in the day that said that it's too late. Human beings can't bring the Buddhist practice to life. All we can do is pray to a savior, much like in Christianity, and ask the savior, in this case Amida Buddha, or chanting the name of the Lotus Sutra, asking the savior to save us. All we need to do is that. Master Dogen again felt that that is not the way we practice. All we need is Zazen. In Zazen, the Buddhist teachings, Buddhist wisdom and compassion manifest, are brought to life right there. It's not a matter of chanting to somewhere else or some magical name. It's something that comes to flower here in us. So, he was pretty tough. Now let me tell you something about Buddhist teachings and teachers through the centuries. They could be pretty cutting and biting in their words sometimes. Teachers running around filled with love and peace like they're at a Grateful Dead concert. These folks sometimes could be very critical of each other and of other schools of Buddhism and other teachings. Sometimes very biting in their words, as long as it was constructive criticism. You have to understand. Master Dogen accepts other teachings. Let all teachings flower, different strokes for different folks, sure. But at the same time, to his students, he was making a great distinction between his way of practice and the practice of others. Just like when you read emails without the little smiley faces, sometimes it's hard to know the emotions with which someone conveyed words. When you look at these words by Master Dogen, they look very biting and very acid. We can't see his facial expression, we can't see his body language as he wrote them. And we can't find it was very, very strong. And I'm sure they were very, very strong opinions of the time. He compares chanting the Nembutsu to the croaking of frogs. But the point is that there's nothing wrong with having opinions, offering criticism, as long as it's done this day and age, Buddhists tend to favor soft, peaceful speech. But I'll tell you this, there are times to get on your soapbox and make an impassioned speech. I do it from now and then. There's sometimes to smile, times to point a finger. Anyway, right now it's time to sit. Shall we sit with that?